Hello people, it's a beautiful winter day here, July the 7th, Australia time. Myself and my wife Angela are just chilling down at Lake King, watching the ducks swim along the bank. And down there in the distance is the local caravan park, and they have chalets there as well. You can cook, there's some outdoor barbecues down by the water's edge down there, and picnic tables. You can sit under the tree and have a picnic there and cast your line in, freshwater fish. And then there's a bit of a creek over here further off beyond. Over there in the corner, a little kind of stream with a wooden bridge over it. Nice walking track there. And then further off to the right is the walking trail and the local golf course. And back in the day, 100 years or so ago, they had a little boat that took you from one side to the other. A little boat ride that would take you from one side of the lake to the other. Where we're standing right now is called the viewpoint. It's like a sort of a pier that comes out like a boardwalk that you could sit underneath, under the boardwalk kind of style. And if behind Angela there's the bowls club where all the geriatrics go to pass away their dying moments on the planet. They're all out sunning. So it's a nice day, man, even though I'm overly dressed for the day. You could be wearing a t-shirt if you felt like it. But what I wanted to talk about was, I was talking about worry there the last time, where people get to the age of 60 and the age of 70 and they're left with the horse face, the permanent grimace from all the moaning and the worrying they've done all their lives. But another thing, from my own experience anyway, what I've learned over the years is, another way people can falter along this cycle of life is they set themselves up to live a life of anti-climaxes. How do you live a life of an anti-climax? You actually end up in a cycle like this without even realising that you're in the cycle. You're oblivious to the fact that you're living the anti-climax life, and you're always wondering why am I always down in the dumps? Why am I always looking to the future? Why, you know? Why is it one letdown after another? This is what happens because I lived the anti-climax life, and I know lots of other people live the anti-climax life too, especially in Ireland, where we're prone to all year round miserable rain, hail, sleet, snow, fucking suicide, every alcoholism and stuff like that. What happens is, back on the rainy terraces in Ireland, okay, people go away for 2 weeks of the year to the Costa del Sol, Turkey, or the Canary Islands, right? For 2 weeks, usually in July or August, right? So they go away to the Canary Islands for the 2 weeks and they sit down on the beach or by a pool with Factor 30 sun cream on, go to fake commercial nightclubs and restaurants and hang out with other Irish and English people, and they think they're living the bloody dream for that 2 weeks. Then they go back to Ireland after their 2 weeks in the sun, and they talk about the 2 weeks in the sun for about another 4 weeks. Okay, so that's 6 weeks of the climax. Then you got a whole year of the anti-climax, where they come back, the reality is just like a needle in a balloon, pop, and they realise that they're back in rainy Ireland, going through the same steps and rigmarole as they were going through prior to the vacation. Holiday, as we say in Ireland, holiday, as we say in Australia. So they're back in reality, and all they're talking about then for the whole other year to come is roll on Spain, or roll on Turkey, or roll on Canaries. What they don't realise is that that's what they're living for the whole year, saving their money, whatever money they can, or else borrowing off the credit union when the holiday comes around, okay? So they can get their lovely fancy summer clothes that they'll probably only wear for the 2 weeks on the holiday anyway. Talking about it for 10, 11 months of the year, and then when it's over, back to the anti-climax. What people fail to realise is, like, you're living the whole year for 2 fucking weeks in a fake place that was built out of the deserts of Turkey and the south coast of Spain, or the volcanic islands of the Canaries. They're not even real cities like Paris, Rome, Budapest, or anywhere, Prague, you know, like real, like places that you should go to. And the thing is that every day should be filled with wonder, even if it's just the smallest wonder, something that the most minuscule of things, even if you're just getting wonder out of a spider feasting on a fly that's been caught in a web. Every day should have its own little bit of magic, not the 2 weeks in the fucking Costa del Sol that's going to happen. You mightn't even be alive to see your next holiday on the Costa del Sol, you know what I'm saying? And when you do go over there, you're going to be drinking in bars called the Irish Rover, O'Malley's Irish Bar, you know, just all these stupid fucking bars, right? Sitting out in the veranda and the bar with your factor 30, and all you're worried about is the suntan, so you're going to go back to Ireland and make all your fucking friends jealous with your suntan. I know that sounds stupid, but it's actually true. Every day should be filled with a little piece of wonder. This is my wonder here now today. I'm down here with my beautiful wife. I'm looking out over the nice water, looking at the ducks, looking at the eucalyptus trees and the beautiful blue sky. And the day could be, the possibilities today are endless. Anything could happen. We might go fishing after, we might do a barbecue, listen to a bit of jazz music, all alcohol free. So that's, you know, that's the vista I have anyway. Don't set yourself up for the anti-climax. Do a bit of freshwater fishing, okay? Go for a run. Get into watercolour painting. Fuck thinking about the holiday you're going on next summer, blah blah blah, because then you're going to end up living anti-climax. You get back from that holiday, reality sinks in, you're back on the job Monday morning waiting for the next year, okay? It's ridiculous. Every day should have its own little piece of wonder, whether it's a beautiful song you hear on the jazz station, or, you know, something. Inspiration comes in so many ways. If there's a blue sky in Ireland, which is very rare, and you see a jet flying off over to America, then you know you should just see a little bit of wonder in everything. Don't look to the Costa del Sol and these dirty commercial shitholes that were built up out of the sands of the south of Spain and Turkey and the Canaries, okay? You should see wonder in everything. Instead of looking year to year, look week to week, even midweek, you know, a walk with the dog, a heart-to-heart conversation with your wife, cooking together. There's fun in everything if you make it fun. It's very easy to fall into that monotony of living for the anti-climax. And believe me, some people are oblivious to the fact that they're just living the anti-climax. Another thing I wanted to talk about too was, some people are doomed, some babies are doomed before they're even born. Okay? What do I mean? I mean, before some people are actually born, their parents have planned for them what school they're going to go to, what religion they're going to be, what they're going to be when they grow up, blah, 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 blah. And it never works out, okay? Usually, when you look at the news and there's fellas over in America, fellas in their late teens or in their 20s, who go to a school and shoot the school up and kill hundreds of people or set towns on fire, when you usually look at those kids and their backgrounds, it's usually, the news article is like, oh, and his father was a pastor and his mother worked for the Samaritans and they seemed like perfect people. You know, you have to wonder, like, wow, that's a coincidence, because that seems to happen an awful lot in this day and age. Usually these young fellas who go absolutely batshit crazy and end up hacking up the parents or shooting up a school, usually the parents are like, oh, the dad was a minister and the mother was you know, she worked for St. Vincent's and they seemed like perfect people. So if you're going to teach a kid anything, do it subtly, okay? Because there's nothing worse than when a 4-year-old kid gets told by its parents, oh, if you told the teacher a white lie in school, you're going to burn in the bowls of hell because there's a fellow up there in the sky who knows everything you do and you're going to burn for eternity. It's wrong, okay? So what you should do is, if you're going to teach kids things in a subtle manner, you know? Give them advice, but don't bloody beat them into anything. Beating a kid into something is just going to turn, the kid will just want to rebel more and more. And that's the way people make mistakes all the time. People make mistakes. They try and force things on people, you know? And trying to force things gets you nowhere, okay? Trying to become a dictator and rule and put down the iron rule on people ends up really badly in the long run. Ask Adolf Hitler, you know? Or Saddam Hussein, you know? It never works out. So that's another thing that kind of like fucking really gets under my skin. It's all well and good to look out for your kid and steer your kid in the right direction, but when you really are obsessed and you try and have the kid's life mapped out for the kid from the get-go until they hit adulthood, man, it's just a sad state of affairs. I know a lot of people who were the perfect kids when they were growing up, okay? They were a joy to their parents, blah, blah, blah. These kids usually end up being controlled by their parents until their parents die, okay? The kids never actually do anything to please themselves. It's all to please the parents. Even when they're 40, 50, 60, they have an 80 or a 90-year-old parent who still strikes the fear of God into them. And that's sad, okay? Get out there in the world and do your own thing. Don't be controlled. Like, you know, everything needs to be done in a subtle way when it comes to kids. I don't have any blood kids of my own, but I'm a stepfather. You're not supposed to bloody put down the iron fist and turn into a bloody dictator, because the children will only rebel, and then you'll end up with serious problems. But anyway, it's a beautiful day today. I might get my fishing rod and see are there any... They said they threw a few Murray cod in here as well, so who knows. A bit of cheese on the end of a hook and I might have myself a Murray cod later on. Blue sky up above. Blue sky up above. Angela's just stoned on the beautiful weather we're having. You should see the camera. She's beaming behind that camera. And then Bella, say bye-bye to everybody at home. Keep the camera rolling there. Say hello. Hey. Hey. Oh, oh. Good girl. No kiss for me? No? She wants to get out and chase rabbits, I'd say. Oh, go on. We'll give her a walk. She hates being up on this boardwalk because she can see through the gaps in the planks. She's dying to run off it. Slán leat.